All right, we are here with Doug Billings. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's my honor. It's about time.
Right. Seriously. We're at the We Awaken America tour, guys, and you've already spoken. You want to tell the people what you taught the audience out there?
Yeah, so it's usually, my theme is trying to inspire people to hope. A lot in this nightmare that we're in the United States, a lot of people default to the negative, and they're, we're never going to make it to 2024. The republic is over.
Yeah.
So the gist of my talk is, no, we're not. We're not on our deathbeds.
Yeah.
We're in a nightmare. There's no denying that.
That's so true.
The good news is that everybody wakes up from nightmares. There's nobody that just stays in them. Everybody wakes up.
Yes, sir.
When you're on your deathbed, unfortunately, not everybody wakes up from their deathbed.
Yeah, no.
So we have to just take a step back off this ledge of panic and look at the victories, because there are so many victories that are happening now because of what happened in 2020 and since, that we just need to take inventory of those things. And they all begin because of our local involvement. I mean, I can tell you stories about how out there in the country, people have run for and won seats on local school boards, for example. And they've fired woke school superintendents. I used to be a high school teacher, and I saw the same thing even back in the day. I mean, this is decades ago when I was a teacher.
Yeah.
And there was the woke movement. I look back and I say, yep, it was still going on then too.
Notice it, man.
But we have won seats on the school boards, and we have fired woke superintendents. And there are 14 states in this country that have since outlawed critical race theory, for example, in their school curriculums. So those are victories, and that's nothing to laugh at. I mean, that's we need to account for those and count them. We have a pack of blessings on our backs. We just need to default to the positive in order to see it. Another example is that in our involvement at the local communities, we have a primary season in America right now where we are winning. Conservatives are winning elections. President Trump is endorsing candidates. They're winning in huge, vast numbers.
Yeah.
And we have, not every candidate is perfect. There is no such thing. And there's always the other, you might have a favorite candidate that's a conservative that didn't quite win, another conservative won. And we can, that's fine. We can, it's baby steps. We get what we can. We insert these conservatives. We deal with the rhino problem. But the key is that we get involved. We don't buy into the myths, the fix 2020 or bust myth. Okay, so now look, nobody believes more strongly than I do that we need to fix 2020.
Right.
However, we don't become paralyzed by that mantra. We don't simply freeze time and focus only on 2020.
Yeah.
Our advantage as conservatives is that we're intellectually mature and that we have the capital mentally to multitask.
Yeah.
We can focus on fixing 2020. We can engage fully in 2022, and we can plan for and win 2024. We have to do all of that, and we can. Fix 2020 or bust? No thank you. We can fix 2020 and also fully engage in 22 and 24, and we have to.
That's so true.
That's super encouraging. Like, you're right, because even the Bible says they were moved by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So we need to know the good things that are happening to encourage us to continue to do more.
Right on.
I love that.
And they don't focus on that. It's so true. Like, there are W's, there's winning that's happening.
Yeah.
And as the narrative has been spun through all media all the time, and obviously it's from the woke left, is always negative, it's always fear, it's always this, and it's always nothing's good. And we kind of like attack that as conservatives. We always come against that mentality, against our narrative, but we don't talk about the wins. And that's so important. That's so vital. Right. You saying that triggers within me. I'm like, a good triggering, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we need to focus on that.
Another series of wins that comes, believe it or not, I call them, I have claimed in my speeches and in my show, in the elected class in the United States, the people in Washington, D.C. who are elected to, in Senate and Congress, and there are no more Democrats, guys. No, they're commu-socialists. They have blended communism and socialism together, and that's what they are. And they are not a pro-America political party. Evidence of the obvious is sufficient. Yeah. All you see is the toppling of statues, the burning of buildings and churches, anarchy, arson, looting, rioting. That's their mantra. When they're faced with a situation where they don't get their own way, a loss of an election or whatever, they have pallets of bricks delivered to street corners and they throw them through storefront windows. We have that's how they act. That's how they behave.
Childish behavior.
Childish, violent, anarchy. It's terrible, criminal. Yeah. And we we as conservatives, we need to give ourselves, I think, the blessings of four virtues as we proceed through this nightmare on our way to the great reawakening to the divine providence of God, that I think is going to be the grandest, greatest example of the divine providence of God since even the time of our founding. I think we're going to see it, and this is an incredible time to be alive. This is not a time where we are seeing the end of our republic. It is not. So wisdom, the first virtue that people need to seek, with a capital W from the Holy Spirit. Seek out wisdom and then reflect. Don't react. Reflect on what wisdom has revealed to you. Then take action on what that revelation means in your life. In whatever time, treasure, or talent you can find in your own life, take action on it. Peaceful, legal action. That's what we do as conservatives.
Peaceful, legal.
Yeah. Not mostly peaceful.
Right. Not mostly peaceful.
Not mostly.
No, there is no crossing that line. You must remain peaceful and within the constraints of law. And then finally, and maybe most important, gift yourself with the virtue of patience, because we have not gotten into this nightmare overnight, and we're not going to get out of it overnight. Exactly. If we're honest with ourselves, conservatives since the time of World War II have not been thoroughly involved in their local level. And as a result, the other side has been, and they got involved at the school board level, everywhere from universities all the way down to kindergarten. Big tech. Yep, and they have. You guys have done stories on this, I'm sure. The pornography that's in these school libraries, the transgender agenda, the woke. Yeah. I mean, little Johnny is feeling depressed. Well, maybe an answer is then we transgender you, Johnny, and maybe then your anxiety will go away. And you see that my point on my show is that there's no amount of snip snip here, snip snip there, a hormone shot here. It's not going to change your soul, Johnny. No. It's all Halloween. It's a costume contest, and your anxiety and your depression is not because you've been assigned the wrong gender. There's deeper and more profound reasons for your unhappiness and in your anxiety, and I think most profoundly, it's the disillusion and the evaporation, the purposeful elimination of the traditional family unit, and we just need to get back to that, guys.
That is so true.
So sorry, I went on and on.
Oh, I love that.
Thank
you. You guys need to hear that. The nuclear family is something they're attacking on a continuous basis. They don't like traditional values anymore. They don't like what it works. Yeah. What God ordained us to be. Yeah. I mean, they don't like God. Yeah. Everything God related, they're against.
They want to excommunicate God from the entire discussion.
100%. It's like, get him out of here. We don't like that. They have the Church of Satan. When Roe v. Wade got overturned, the Church of Satan was trending on Twitter, coming for women's rights. Yeah. It's like, no, you're coming for baby mutilation.
How off do you have to be to align with the Church of Satan?
I know it.
You know?
Yeah.
Like he said, it was trending on Twitter, and people were coming against Christianity and worshiping Satanism and how bold they are.
You have actors saying "F your Bible," saying cussing at no, we don't care about your God. We don't care about this. I was like, here's the thing. There's atheists that follow me, that follow Isaac, that follow our channel and say, killing a baby's wrong. It doesn't really matter if I'm a believer or not. Now, obviously, we believe in God. We know God is real. Yep. But that's not your argument. The argument isn't founded in the Bible 100%. Now, we have an argument with that. I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. Yes. But there's also the element of it's life. Yeah. It's a life. You're murdering a child, and that you're taking away an innocent life and not giving them the choice. Yeah. Because it's a woman's choice.
I agree, and well said and well met. So a couple of points. We are, again, what distinguishes us from the left is a few things. One is that we're intellectually mature. They are not. Yeah. They don't have the capital to respond in adversity, challenge, or tragedy the way we do. Again, their response, bricks. Hey, we didn't get our way in this election. We need bricks. Where's Soros? We need a check. We need some bricks delivered to 12th and Vine. Hurry up. Quick. We need to throw these bricks through the storefront window. We need to create, hey, anybody got some fire? We need to burn that church. I mean, that's what they do. That's how they respond. Now, the good news is that represents that much of this population's mindset. I mean, for the viewers listening, I'm holding up my fingers. Very small amount. That's the good news. These radical left communist-socialists represent a vast minority of thought in this country. The thing is, they've got the media on their side, and they're loud and they're vocal. Exactly. And they make headlines, and sometimes it appears as if they've got the upper hand. This country is 80% red. 80% easy.
Gotta be.
I mean, most people in this country believe in God, go to church, believe in a good, honest day's work for an honest paycheck. They believe in the family. They work hard. They do admirable things. They take care of their neighbors. I mean, that's America right there. Most of us align. You want to know? People always ask me, well, then how do you defeat the Communist Socialist Party? My answer: Let them talk. Let them talk loud, often, and regularly. Let them put out their platform and their politics and their policies. Because you know what? Even though I don't hold Elon Musk up as an example of what it means to be a conservative, I love what he said 2 months ago because millions of other people are saying it. For the first time in my life, I'm going to vote Republican.
Right.
Because there's so much purposeful chaos being created out there by this communist socialist party.
Yeah.
We can go from the border to energy to Afghanistan to the food crisis to energy independence versus non-independence. I mean, you just name it. It's just purposeful chaos. It's not accidental. They want the chaos because to them it draws people in fear away from us, and they think that it bolsters their numbers, and they're just dead wrong. Let them talk. Most people know the thing in Mar-a-Lago, the FBI raid. Again, all it does is bolster the opinions of those that think this has just gone too far.
Well, it's crazy because what you said is so key. Is like Elon Musk, a very prominent name in our society or in our country, says, I'm not voting a Democrat anymore. I'm voting Republican. And not only him, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a Bernie Sanders fanatic.
Yeah.
He said, I think DeSantis would be a good president.
Right.
Your psycho tendencies, the left, is what's turning people that were big advocates for your side, big voice, biggest podcast in the world, Joe Rogan. Yeah. And he said, I think DeSantis would be a good president.
Well, he'll be happy because he's going to be Trump's vice presidential candidate when Trump announces for 2024.
You think so?
That's what I'm saying loud and clear.
So?
Yeah, I can't prove it, but that's what I think. I've met with Trump twice. I think that's going to be it. Now, people out there think, well, the vice president and the president can't be from the same state. They can. There's no rule against that. That's a misconception. But what a power team. What a power team. Now, because we remember that the goal is 12 years. We want the White House for 12 years, beginning in 2024. Trump, DeSantis, are you kidding me? And then DeSantis is prepared, groomed, and prepared for the presidency. And then who knows? Maybe it's Vice President Kerry Lake, or maybe it's Vice President Kristi Noem, or whomever.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think it's going to just. Can you imagine Trump, DeSantis? And again, I cannot prove it. Just having met with him and looking at the situation, I just think he's going to do it. And I think this FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago has now expedited President Trump's decision to make this announcement sooner rather than later.
He's like, this country.
It's going to rub the communist socialists. Oh, really? You're going to raid my home? I'm running in 2024. Yeah. I mean, that would be the most Trumpian thing Trump could do.
I could have been on the fence, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was wondering if I would do.
I'm going to make you very happy.
But I will be running now. No, it's so. They don't even know. Like, you can't push back on someone like him and think he's not going to push because he's going to come back 10 times harder. You can't do that.
You can't do it. It's coming out even this week. I mean, the stories of what they took, the warrant. He has the nuclear codes. Are you kidding me? The stuff they put out, and it's coming out now. All these, he declassified them, guys. It's gonna be a big boomerang. It's gonna come back to the communist socialist, and it's gonna backfire.
We should be more afraid we should be more afraid of having the nuclear codes. Biden.
Okay.
We should be afraid of him.
Biden thinks he's at the hall playing bingo. Hang on a minute.
Right. Let me just beep, beep, beep.
Am I a winner, Johnny? Hang on. We got a problem.
Boom. The country's blown up into bits. Like, he's actually not. And I think what is so frustrating is for people like you don't like Trump. And obviously there's been a lot of people that we've seen that are like, I wish I would have voted for Trump. Like, there's videos of people, Americans, black people that are American.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah, I can't believe I didn't vote for Trump. Like, I hate Biden. This is terrible. And it's like people that still sit there and say that they support Biden, that he's doing a good job with the country. The inflation isn't his fault. Do you see the video that he came out the other day? I saw that you did this on TikTok.
Inflation.
He's like, inflation has not gone up because it has gone up in other places. Things have gone up, but then other things have gone down, and the calculations is like, really?
0%.
Tell that to the Americans. You're spitting in the American people's face on a continuous basis. We're not in a recession because.
Well, and so here's my take on the black community and the minority community in general, and that is again waking up. I understand this phenomenon. I think that part of the issue with the Communist Socialist Party is entitlements. They believe that they will make you as black men in America in general, Jack and John and Sarah and Asian American, all minority groups, and even white folks. Hey, if we give you free stuff, if we give you a free education, free health care, we erase your college debt, that'll build up your human dignity, and that'll make you more whole. I mean, they really believe, even their mantra at the border, we build up human dignity if we just let everybody come in. Screening people and vetting people demeans their human dignity.
Yeah,
and the exact opposite is the truth.
I was about to say
It creates a new slavery in America. For whites, for blacks, for Asian, for everybody. You are given free stuff. You're dependent then upon free stuff. And by the way, your human dignity is erased. Yeah. The building up of human dignity, God intends us to put forth labor and effort and love and compassion. And the other party, though they will say that they're full of love and compassion and tolerance, we look at the way they're treated, that we're treated by them if we disagree. But just going back to the border, that is, I think, evidence of the obvious is sufficient down there. If you look at those poor children coming across by the cartels, they have trees down there now that are called rape trees, where they
just learned about this from
Christy Hutcherson, God bless her, and they have they throw the clothing of these children, boys included. Don't forget, boys, girls, women, men, and it's like a trophy. They throw their undergarments up in the treetops and to mark their territory, and it's absolutely the saddest commentary in the world. And so this is a result of unfettered border crossings, no checkpoints. Everybody comes over, and human dignity is destroyed. And as a result of that, every state in this union, Tom Holman said this, not me, every state in this union is now a border state because they're just infiltrating all the way up through and being dropped off. So it's a huge, their chaos is on purpose, guys. It's not accidental.
And I was just saying this the other day when Christy Hutcherson was telling us about this. I was like, the Biden administration, border security is so much more important than even I thought before after hearing this information. Because before it's just like they're taking our jobs, they're doing this and blah blah blah. They're bringing their drugs and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, that's all bad and it's wrong and we need to stop that. But it's not even just that. It's rape trees. It's they're taking children, trafficking them, and the Biden administration is aiding and abetting.
Yeah, it's so
they're literally
obvious
just
that it's
allowing them and
intentional.
continue and helping them do this evil act.
I said it's obvious it's intentional because they're ignoring that. Meanwhile, sending millions and billions of dollars to foreign countries. Ukraine, who was the enemy not too long ago, when Trump was involved, they were the enemy, but now they're the heroes. It's just so disgusting to look at. And I think what you said earlier about how letting the Communist Party just talk and show themselves is obviously the smartest thing because people are waking up right now, seeing this all this is happening under this administration. When we had Trump, I had good gas. I had mean tweets. But I was able to afford stuff. You know?
They have nothing substantive against Trump other than their hate of his personality. Right. That's what it is. No person, again, who's intellectually mature can look at what President Trump's term was and conclude that it was disastrous.
Take the personality out of it.
Take the personality and by the way, from the very beginning, I loved Trump's personality. To be on the record,
I'm like that.
I like, give me the truth, brother. Give me the truth, and don't sugarcoat it.
Exactly.
Lay it on me, and no BS. Come on, let's go.
I don't like people that sugarcoat things. Tell me what it is, straightforward.
Yeah.
Be a man about it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And people were coming at him about I don't remember her name. The girl that was running at the time during the primaries.
I don't remember
her name. But they were like, oh, he's so rude. He's a misogynist. He hates women. It's like, and then Melania was like, he's literally giving her the same behavior he gives the men. I thought you guys wanted to be treated equally. And they're like, exactly, shut up. You can't have it both ways. You can't have him treat you like a lady, but then also you want to be treated like a man. Or you want to be respected like a man, but you want to be treated like a lady. No. If you want me to be kind and coddle and sweet to you, don't be coming with the big boys.
Every demographic in this country, every minority, every demographic thrived with President Trump. More women, more minorities, more everybody. Everybody benefited.
Every single person, but no, he's a racist, misogynist, xenophobic. What's all the 5 trigger words? Anti-woman. Well, everything, every phobia in the world you can think of. I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie, and this may make me sound stupid, but before he ran, I didn't even know what a xenophobe was. I heard of misogyny, didn't really know what that was. I heard bigoted, but that was never talked about in such a popular fashion. I was just like, what? Hold on, Google. What are these words? Bigot, misogynist, xenophobe, and I know homophobe was because everyone thought I was because I'm a Christian. I'm like, I don't hate you. I just don't agree with your lifestyle.
who would have thought prior to his run that President Trump would be one of the most spiritually driven presidents that this republic has ever had?
Donald Trump,
and that he's been chosen for such a time as this, to quote Esther, right? And the impact that he's had has been so profound on. I think that he's the best president this republic has ever had. I'm on record as saying so. I mean, and perhaps the best thing that he's done for us is pulled back the curtain of the deep state and revealed it to us. Now, and I also think that the divine providence of God is active in his presidency even now. So what do I mean? I mean, we all, I'm sure that your audience, when you look at the theft of an American presidential election, when we have something stolen from us, we want it back as quickly as possible. Right. So I get that feeling that we want them back, we need them back quickly. I do too. But I think, go with me on this, I think the divine providence of God, in all of its wisdom, said, Mr. President, I'm going to pull you out and sit you on the sideline for this period, for this next 4 years, because I need you to survive for another term. Had he gone into the Oval Office, now I know he won the election, at least I believe he did.
Yeah.
If he were in the Oval Office in the White House today, Schumer and Schiff and Pelosi, they would have impeached him again. They would have. They have the majority. And of course it would have been illegitimate, but it would have been the third time, and he would have been out. And he could have never. So see, God, the divine providence says, hang on, Mr. Trump. I'm going to set you aside for a moment. I'm going to give you another chance in 4 years. And then we're going to bring you back in after we clean house. And I get my people, the people of God, we the people, involved in the process of local involvement to clean up this mess. I think that's part of it. I think that, why is he out, Doug? Why did he have to lose? He didn't lose, but he was put on the sidelines because the divine providence is protecting him for a future run.
I like that.
Now, there's people out there, I'm sure, that think that he's coming back and he's going to come back before 2024. And you and I, we've never talked about this specific topic in front of each other. Folks, we have got to give ourselves permission to disengage from myth and become engaged in reality.
Yes. Not being like the left.
Please.
Now, I would love, if President Trump is installed in office tomorrow, nobody would be happier than me. All right. However, that's not going to happen. The only way Trump comes back is if he runs in 2024 and we get out in massive numbers. And of course, the number one response is, well, we did that. We did it in 2020 and he still lost. But the difference, my friends, is that in 2020, we were not thoroughly involved enough. We got thoroughly involved and dropped our ballot in the box or pushed the button on the machine. We did that in great numbers. But where we were not involved was being election officials, election watchers, and we were bullied out of rooms. We didn't control the ballot boxes. We had no controls based on those. Will they try to cheat? Of course they will. But listen, believe this. If we get involved again in massive numbers, not only to vote, but to get involved as election officials, county commission men and women, et cetera, that's how we win. And it can and will happen. You got to give yourselves permission to believe that.
Exactly. And if you care about this country, you actually care about fighting for it, you're going to do that. You're going to step up. People always ask, like, well, what can I do? What can I do? How do I have a voice? How do I do this? And it's like, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I call it determined patriotism on my show. It's the hard work of it all. Look, after a long day of work, nobody wants to go sit through a 3-hour school board meeting. Nobody. But that's how we do it. That's the hard work of it all. You don't have to necessarily run for a seat on the school board, but show up and give your opinion and talk to the school board and call them out. Grab your neighbors. Go up and spend the 3 hours at the school board meeting once a month. And do it. I mean,
that's about your kids.
Yeah, take your kids with you and let them see you demonstrate your belief in determined patriotism.
Yeah, because it's for them.
Amen.
For them.
Yeah.
Because these kids, I mean, that's what's so amazing with what's happening in Virginia with that father who was just like, my daughter was, taken advantage of in the bathroom by a man who identified. Yeah. And it's just like, the cops tackled him because they didn't originally know what happened. Mm-hmm. And then when they found out, it was like, whoa. And guess what? Virginia turned red because of that. Mm-hmm. We're sick of this. We're sick of it. Yep. And that's all we got to do is keep fighting, keep standing up, and we're going to see the change happen.
We are. We're the majority. And again, millions upon millions of people are waking up to this, and they're coming over to our side. I think in November of this year, at the midterm election, we're going to see a seismic shift in power in Washington. We're going to have control again. I'm on record, 50 to 60 seats in the House. We're going to take them, and probably 4 or 5 in the Senate, maybe 6, but I'm 4 or 5 for sure. I think, but that'll give us the majority. Now, what the majority needs to do on our side is we need to begin putting America first and then deal with the rhino problem. We need people like Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan to have the body parts, to have the courage and the guts to go forward and do this and begin to hold them accountable. But but we can do it. I mean, my message is one of hope. We have a pack of blessings on our back as conservatives in this country. America's not on her deathbed. We're in a nightmare. We're waking up. We're able to see that blessings are waiting to be born through all of this. I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful.
Yes.
And we need to do that. I mean, that's all it is. It's we always talk about how they just say nonsense and never actually do anything to help people. It's always just talk. Well, I mean, we've kind of done that too, in a way. We talk about how we complain, we don't act, we get mad. And even like what we do, we want to speak, we want to do more. We were talking about how we have this platform, we're changing people's minds, we are doing amazing things for people, but it's also getting out and doing something. Like when we go to the border with Christy Hutcherson and just see what's going on, have the extra proof, put it on our website, show people and inspire them, because you never know who you're going to inspire. The next person is just like the next president, the next person who you change their mind on something. And now they see both sides. Like there's a person who works for Purgu named Amala. I don't know her last name, but she used to be hardcore leftist with the BLM organizations, was super involved, got red pilled, got understood that she wasn't actually oppressed, and how freeing that is.
Yeah.
She's a black woman, by the way. And it's like, we just need to keep doing stuff. We need to be as strong and vocal and active and in your face as the other side is.
What? So let me turn the tables and ask you guys a question on your own show. So as black men, young black men in America, and I'm going to talk about the mask and oppression, and those are my questions going. When the mask and COVID came out, you know, my background, I was in healthcare for a while, and worked in it. The mask was, in my opinion, the mask was never about your health. The mask was, in the beginning, political signaling. You know, a sign of animus towards President Trump. We don't like Trump. And if you wear it, you're identifying yourself with the radical left. I mean, that's what it was. Yeah. So currently, this is how they anybody wearing a mask today. Now, God bless you. I know there's some misguided people that are purely innocent that don't think, you know, that this is my allegiance to the radical left because they've been misled. There are those people out there that are just innocently misled. Yeah. But most of the people wearing this mask today are simply pledging allegiance to the radical left party. And it seems to me that so many minority groups are still bought into this. I've got to believe the state. What is the word on the street? And I'm genuinely curious. In my circle of friends, which includes every demographic I can think of, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Latino, they all wonder why are our brothers and sisters letting themselves be enslaved again to these precepts and these masks and other things and the free programs and so forth and so on. What is it, guys? What is it?
Yeah. Well, it's like, you have something?
Yeah, I think it is. A lot of I just want to say this first of all. A lot of black people are waking up to what's actually happening, right? They're not bought in necessarily to Trump, but they hate Biden so much and what the reality is of the situation that they're like, you know, Trump wasn't too bad. The reason I think they're still wearing masks is because in their head, there's still that COVID is real. COVID is like super harmful to my body. So they have it on because they've been, so brainwashed to that.
And COVID is real.
It is real.
It is real.
But real in the sense of like, it's going to kill you. Like that's what they've been told.
Yeah. Well, it's real, but it's, I think that COVID, I don't think it's a matter of like, because here's the thing. They may be wearing masks, right? But none of them got the jab.
Yeah.
No, they were all terrified to get the job. And that's something that the Biden administration, and they all were like trying so hard. How do we say this without coming at the people that we need to keep the stupid narrative going? So they were like so angry about them not getting the job. And I think that's number one. Them seeing the reaction to them not getting it is making them like, whoa. Yep. That's interesting. Why are you getting angry at me? Because I want to have bodily autonomy, which is what you say you want a woman to have, but over not their body, someone else's. That's a whole other thing. Yep. So I think that's changing people's minds. They're like, okay, they really are just about control. They're saying they want to give me, and also when it comes to like welfare and like why they're not actually doing anything, is they don't want. I mean, if you're going to give people free stuff, they're going to take it. Yeah. If you're going to completely promise them all this free, no work ethic, I just can get everything, then they're going to do it. Oh, free college, this. They don't understand. I was talking to one of my friends about it. She was like, oh, I have so much college debt. He's like Biden needs to do this thing he said he's going to do. And she's conservative. I was like, you do realize I'm paying for your college. Like if he does that, I'm paying for it. I didn't go to ORU University. I didn't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. You did. So why would I? How am I responsible for yours? And she was like, oh. She's like, I didn't know. I didn't realize how many people didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just assume they all do because there's always so many arguments and people are like, well,
They just think there's this mystical, magical vault of money somewhere that we just had that says, well, don't worry, we'll just.
What do you think government gets it.
Yeah, right.
It's not, they don't have it.
With this thing called taxes, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's what we
every
pay.
time it goes up, it's because we're paying.
Yeah. Well, and I think the long and short of it is, again, I'll just circle back to where the hope that's out there, guys. It's incredible. We're the party of life. We believe in life from the moment of birth to natural death. And, we're the party that believes in the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. We're the party that believes that this life is intended by God to deliver to us as much wonder, joy, and meaning as possible. This is a wonderful life. I mean, this is really a good life. And I think it's better because we have the capacity to survive adversity, challenge, and tragedy. Exactly. If this was a world without any of that, just think how sterile everything would be. It's almost as if the only way human beings evolve and get better is overcoming challenges, tragedies, and adversities. Yeah. We don't get better when things are just easy. When I was competitive sports in college, I played tennis for a while. I was on the swim team you don't get better by playing people who are worse than you. Yeah. You get better by playing people who are better than you. And so if we look at tragedy and adversity and challenge. Have you ever watched a nature show when the volcano is erupting and you see the lava slowly creeping along the landscape, scorches everything in its sight? Well, that's what we feel like sometimes in our lives. You go through challenge, adversity, or tragedy. It's as if our whole life has been scorched. And in many ways, people think that our republic is being scorched and it's just a slow death, right? This creeping lava. Well, if you continue watching those shows, when the lava cools, the life that springs up from that lava is more fertile than the life that was there before. And that's our republic. And that's what these things happen. We become better and more fertile. We just have to work our way through it.
That's the thing. People don't want to focus. People don't want to acknowledge. It's reality to not always be good. Yeah, it's reality to have bad days, and you should have bad days. It builds character.
Yes,
like you grow and you learn from mistakes, from problems, from issues. Like people always like, don't get in, like, this is random, but don't go into real estate because you could lose a bunch of money, or don't do this. It's like that's how every person that's involved in business failed multiple times.
Oh yeah,
everyone's successful are the ones that didn't give up. Yeah, and it's like obviously people. Well, my grandpa. Okay, but like majority of the people. Right on. Like when you keep pushing through, you keep fighting, you go through that adversity, you learn new things.
Boom.
That's how you grow.
Yep.
People, no, I'm going to complain. I want to get angry. We should always have that dopamine hit of perfection. That's why people are addicted to pornography. You're going through a bad day, go in the bathroom and pull your phone out because you want to feel better about it. And I'm not going to, people struggle with things, but I'm just saying, you're not supposed to always be good at all times. You're supposed to trust and rely on God at all times.
Right. So. Yeah, we become better through our challenges and adversities. And I think that, one of the callings in life that we have, obviously to follow and fall in line with Jesus Christ and the Gospels, our primary calling in life. I mean, there's nothing else that matters really than that. But secondarily to that, I think we all have a calling. People have wondered often, why am I born? What's the purpose of my life? What's the meaning of life, right? Yeah. So for me, when I was in the seminary studying to be a priest a long time ago, one of the wise old monks in the seminary said that the meaning of life begins with Jesus Christ. There's no doubt about that. However, we're also called to enter into the lives of other people to continually make differences for the better. He says that doesn't mean that you pay for their mortgage. It doesn't mean that you buy them a new car. It means that you enter into their lives and make differences for the better. So you guys, I'm telling you, you're fulfilling the meaning of life by virtue of this show and what you're doing. You are entering into the lives of other people as young men and young black men, let's be honest, in America, entering into the lives of other people to make differences for the better. So I applaud you. I mean, you are fulfilling the meaning of life.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and we're so grateful to have you on our show. And is there, in closing, I wanted you to be able to get your message out to our audience as well. So
thank you.
Where can they find you? What is it? Any last words or any book or anything that you can promote? Because you have a wealth of knowledge, man. Like, it was so great just talking with you for the last 20 minutes.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation to be with you guys. It really is my honor to be here with both of you as well. I have a website, ladies and gentlemen, DougBillings.us. We upload all of our shows over there first. You can find me on Truth Social and Rumble, but DougBillings.us, you'll get everything fresh. All of the shows are free over there. You can watch any of the shows that we do. If you choose to donate and become a member of the website, that would be a blessing. But DougBillings.us. And I would just say this, again, we've touched on all of these topics, but there is an abundant reason for us to default to the positive and to see hope in this republic. We are not on our deathbed. We're going to be fine. We need to become involved. We need to become conservative activists, acting out legally, calmly, reflectively, seek wisdom, action, reflection, and patience, and we will see our way through this. The great reawakening of the American Republic is upon us, and you guys are the remnant. And we, hopefully we all are part of the remnant, that we're bringing the divine providence of God back to full focus. It's never been dead, but we're bringing it back in such a way that's going to be obvious, has never been seen before. So I'm on fire about that.
Whew. Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For coming on with us.
Thank you. God bless you both.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Many people know about our clinic, but most don't realize we help patients around the globe reach their health goals. Deep down, you know there's got to be a way to get there, but you don't know where to start. Our starter plan is the first step. You'll get everything you need to experience a health transformation in 120 days.
You'll start by resetting your health with a 2-week detox. Then you'll implement our proven anti-inflammatory food plan. On top of this, you'll get a 120-day supply of essential supplements, omega-3 and vitamin DK, as well as our homeopathic drops to accelerate your health goals.
Go to Sherwood.tv now and use the promo code on your screen to receive this exclusive offer and save a total of $80.
This is your path to more energy and better health.